Hi guys, so today in this video review we are going to talk about fresh book. Of course it comes from Valiant Wings, as you can see, and we have here another issue of the Airframe and Miniature series. So it's book number 21 and it is dedicated to Avro Lancaster again, because here we get the second part. As you can see, it's written part 2, which is dedicated to the post-war service of this aircraft, and this one should be also quite interesting, especially considering the recent releases from different brands. And as far as I can see, it is also as thick as the previous book. We also reviewed the first book, so you can find it in our YouTube channel as well and also on the website. But today we are talking about the second part, which is also written by Richard Franks. So printing format here is quite standard for this publisher. It's a soft cover and we have quite nice cover art. And we have a commercial sample here. So publisher claims that there should be 272 pages packed with the different information, and that's what we will be checking today in this video. And of course you will get exactly the same title as what you will see in this video if you order it from official website or any good model shop as well. Okay, so let's start with the opening the first page and taking a look at the contents. So here you can see that we have a, I would say, somewhat typical separation for this type of the book from Valiant Wings. It means that we have airframe chapters, miniature chapters, and also appendices, and I think it's not difficult to guess what is dedicated to which part of the history, let's say, about this aircraft. We also get the full page of the glossary so that you can understand what these acronyms mean, and I think it's quite important, especially if you don't have background or you are just entering this hobby. So first of all, we start with the preface, which is full of black and white photos. As you can see, these are historical pics, and I think they might be handy for some diorama ideas as well as the weathering ideas. So as you can see, there are various aircraft depicted both in flight and also on the airfield. So I think you'll find something suitable or useful for your project as well, and it doesn't have to be the same, exactly the same aircraft. You can just copy the overall weathering or maybe the scene. So next we continue with the evolution of this aircraft. This section as usual shows the overall development of this aircraft type. So as you can see, we have the side profile, as we can say. It is printed here in the gray color, and we also get the black and white photos mostly, which show the real aircraft of this type. And this is a really handy thing because it will give you a better understanding on what has changed from this or that type. And I can see that there are plenty of different versions, which is quite impressive for this single aircraft type. And in order to move to the next section, I will have to use two hands, because here we have the camouflage and markings chapter 4, and here we finally start getting a bit more color. So as you can see, these are color profiles. Still they are combined with the black and white photos, and you cannot do anything about it because, well, that's the time of this aircraft service, so that's why there are not that many color shots available. But as you can see, they are still handy in order to understand how to paint your aircraft, especially combined with these side profiles. By the way, this civil version with the passenger windows is quite interesting, to be honest. Here we have another one, so it's so-called Lancastrian as far as I remember. And I'm not sure who actually produces this one. I guess you'll have to modify the existing kit, but if you have some knowledge about it, feel free to write in the comment section. I will be happy to learn it. So we are still in the markings and camouflage, and only on the page 136 we come to the building selection. So it's a chapter number 5, and we start with the build of the HK models in 1/32 scale. So obviously it's a Lancaster Mark 1, but what I like about this build articles is that the whole process is shown with the detailed photos. So what modeler was doing, why he was doing it, and what is the recommended approach for this or that area. Nevertheless, next we continue with the quite interesting chapter, which is even more detailed on the different I would say, variations of the aircraft. So as you can see here, we get descriptions for any change which happened in this or that type of the Lancaster. So it's also quite handy thing, especially if you're trying to scratch build the particular type, then definitely this one will be valuable for such modelers. So there are plenty of pages. As you remember, we had a lot of aircraft types, surprisingly, and we are still continuing with this type. And also, again, we have some black and white photos included here, which is quite valuable. So next we continue with the test frames, and here we start with the in detail section, so chapter number 7. And well, the name says it all, so we get a bit more and close shots of the various aircraft areas. And as you can see, they are combined not only with the color photos and drawings, but also with original drawings, which give you a bit better idea on the design of this or that part of the aircraft. And again, these color photos, they might be used as a reference for some weathering, even though these are aircraft which are exhibited in some museums, but I think it still will be handy for some ideas on how to paint this or that part. And as you can see, they're really detailed. I mean, all of these chapters are covering each part of the aircraft in a quite descriptive way, so you'll be able to find more information about this and that. For example, even the undercarriage, as you can see, is given a quite thorough look on the landing gear legs, landing gear wheels. And next we continue with the armament. So those are various turrets, as you can see, and again we get a look at the overall design of the turret. And well, that was the tail turret, as you can guess. Next we continue with the radio. Here we have camera as well, and then we start with, well, we jump a bit, and here we start with the appendix number 1. So here we get a full list of the Lancaster kits in various scales. So in case you are not sure what to choose, this one should help you to pick the right model for your build. The same applies to the accessories and decals. So here you get quite extensive list on what you can use here and there. And of course we have a bibliography with the books supplied on additional reading. Here it is. So this book is not shy of suggesting some additional sources about this aircraft. Next we also have here the picture with the famous aircraft. So it's a Vulcan, as you remember, and I wonder if we will see the book about it. But here we have drawings. So these drawings are supplied in 1/72 scale, as far as you can see, and I guess you'll get them as well if you order this book. So here, by the way, you can see the price. It's 28.95 British pounds. So in my opinion, it's quite a reasonable amount for all of this information in one source. So in case you plan to build this aircraft, or you just would like to have this book in your library collection, then definitely go for it, because they usually get sold out really quickly. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.